Good morning, folks. You know, it's sort of interesting. You know, we've had this thing set up for such a long time. It's such a shame that we've ended up with the weather we have today. You can't hear me, okay? Is there more volume, John? Okay. How about now? Can you hear me? Okay. Both Doug McKenzie and I are going to have we've written a couple of speeches for this. And because we've got quite a bit more time with the weather, we've just lengthened them to 2 hours each. So you get your full round and equivalent thereof. I may or may not be playing this morning. I've playing with Doug and Peter and Kelly, and I realized for a second if on the left, because we're teeing off in number one, if I quickly put it in on the last hole in 18, ahead of the other three, for 11 seconds I could hold the course record on the new 18. Welcome to the reopening of the golf course. While many of you remember the last 12 months of construction, the plan actually extended over roughly the last 9 years. And 9 years ago, Jason Griffiths noted that our irrigation system was required to be replaced. And then by 2017, it was recognized that the irrigation replacement process is so invasive that it provided an opportunity for further enhancements. And several golf course architects were considered. In 2018, Hertzen Golf Consultants were selected to help us produce a master plan. In 2020, the members voted to approve the plan and the capital expenditure that goes with it. In 2021, the club secured the best industry contractors and subcontractors. And just about 12 months ago, on August the 2nd, we broke ground on this project. Today, the project is more than substantially complete. Today, if you play, there will be 18 holes available, and yes, we're probably going to close a couple holes for the next 10 to 14 days, but we're there, we made it. That very applause in terms of being open is actually leads right into my next point, which is the membership has been tremendously patient through this process. It's hard, right? The change fatigue of the couple of years of pandemic followed by a couple of years of less than 18 holes to play, and really want to commend everybody on that patience level. And I think the reason for that patience is that the quality of the renovation is so great. Whether you look at the irrigation, the sand traps, tee blocks, the reshaping of some of the holes, the quality has been really substantial. And it's been sort of fun as each new hole reopened. It was like an unveiling of the new hole, and it was sort of fun to see how you might play it. I mean, 14's a great example, 5 as well. I think 15 is going to be like that when we get on that. There's been many member volunteers involved in the process. However, I'd like to really acknowledge Doug McKenzie, who took over the chair position of the Golf Course Renovation Committee 5 to 6 years ago. Over the past years, you've read many of Doug's consistent, open, honest, detailed communications on the project scope, development, and over the last 12 months, the progress reports on the construction. If you were here first thing in the morning, you probably saw Doug, not with a golf club in hand, but walking with Jason or a contractor around working on the next steps with respect to the golf course changes. Doug's countless volunteer hours have contributed directly to the beautiful new golf course we have today. I'd like to thank Doug at this time, and he has a few words to say before those that go out and play. Thank you.
I didn't know Doug would go on so long, so I cut this in half. If the project was a success, it was really because of the tremendous volunteer members who spent time on the original golf course long-range planning committees, the standards committees, the implementation committees, and the finance committees. It was successful because we had boards and presidents getting the project approved 20 years after identifying the need. It's easy to not do anything and never be criticized, but these members understood the need, and they plowed through the noise of all the locker room experts, and as Tilling has called them, and they just got it done. The volunteer members may not have agreed with every decision, every change, but they were of open minds, and they understood the reasons and methodologies and the mandates of the committees for which to work with the profession, to clear the way for the professionals to do the job within the parameters and under our oversight. I personally can't thank all of you enough. I won't name all of you, but you know who you are, and the membership should really appreciate all of you. We also had the best contractors in the industry with KCM, Atkinson, Toro, Gary Taylor, Kelly Amy, and Green Horizons. We were lucky enough to have Chris Lawson and John Newsink and Tim McKeever early on helping guide and drive the process. And we have the best staff with Deb Dale, Matt Deans, Kyle Johnson, Taylor Cairns, juggling new holes, new sod, trying to keep old greens alive, maintaining playable holes throughout the whole process. And finally, the major reason the project was a success and the reason we secured the very best contractors was solely because of Superintendent Jason Griffiths. As KCM told me before the job even started, the firms are lining up to do this job because they knew the chances of success were huge if Jason was involved. As one of the contractors said to me, I want to know what he puts in his coffee in the morning. Jason, on behalf of the entire membership, I thank you for this.